Have you ever tried to connect to a database only to be met with a frustrating error message? It can really throw a wrench in your plans, right? If you're facing a WebSocket connection failure in Neo4j, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to tackle this issue together. I completely understand how annoying it is when you just want to get started, but technical issues keep popping up. You're definitely not alone in this. Many users have encountered similar problems with Neo4j. Let's dive into the specific situation at hand. One user recently downloaded Neo4j Community version 3.2.0 on Windows and encountered a WebSocket connection failure. They previously solved a similar issue in version 3.1.2 by ticking the Do Not Use Bolt option, but they can't find that option in the new version. Sound familiar? Let's explore how to resolve this. So, what could be causing this WebSocket connection failure? It often stems from security constraints in your web browser, an unavailable database, or even a misconfigured connection URL. We'll break it down step by step to help you understand what's going on. And stick around. I have a crucial tip at the end that will help you avoid this issue in the future. To address the WebSocket connection failure, the user should first check the Neo4j configuration settings. This includes ensuring that the database is running and accessible. Next, the user should confirm the connection URL being used. It's important to ensure that the URL matches the Neo4j server's address and port. If the user has enabled encryption, they need to make sure that their browser trusts the certificate used by Neo4j. This may involve adjusting browser settings or adding exceptions. Finally, the user should utilize the browser's development console to identify any specific errors related to the WebSocket connection. This can provide more insight into the issue. Fun fact, did you know that WebSockets allow for two-way communication between a client and server? It's like having a conversation instead of just sending one message at a time. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution comes from a user who faced a similar WebSocket connection issue with Neo4j on an AWS Ubuntu instance. They found that opening port 7687, the Bolt port, in the AWS security group settings resolved the problem. Now, let's dive into a different answer from another user. An alternative solution provided by another user includes a few steps to resolve the WebSocket connection failure. First, they suggest selecting the Do Not Use Bolt option in the browser settings. Next, you should open the neo4j.conf file located in your Neo4j home directory and edit the Bolt settings by uncommenting the line that specifies the Bolt address. Additionally, they recommend checking your Neo4j version and ensuring you are using JDK version 1.8. That's all for that response. Let's see what someone else had to say. An alternative solution shared by another user involves adjusting the Bolt TLS level. If your Bolt TLS level is set to required, change it to optional if you're not using an SSL certificate. This adjustment can help resolve the WebSocket connection issue. Now, let's see a response from a different user. One alternative solution involves ensuring you have valid certificates placed in the correct certificates directory. You can set the configuration by using the command dbms.ssl.policy.bolt.clientauth = none. This approach is based on version 4.0 of Neo4j. For more detailed guidance, the user has shared their full SSL configuration in another answer, which can be found through the provided link. That's the end of that answer. Let's see another perspective. One user faced a similar WebSocket connection issue and found a different solution. They checked the configuration file and noticed that the port numbers for Bolt were the same across all three required ports. After removing a version number from the database folder, they were able to resolve the issue. This user also mentioned that they were running multiple databases, with two functioning well. They noted that their issue arose after experimenting with PowerShell, but they were unsure if that was related. Here's the tip I promised. Always keep your browser updated and check for any security settings that might block WebSocket connections. This simple habit can save you a lot of headaches. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to resolve the WebSocket connection failure in Neo4j. Remember, staying proactive with your browser settings can prevent future issues. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more troubleshooting tips and don't miss our next video.